The stars over the planet were burning red. Not because of fire, but because of war. For more than 30 years, the Empire and the Dominion had fought each other across space. Millions had died. Entire worlds had turned to dust. Children were born inside bunkers. Old people died without ever seeing peace. And in the middle of this endless war stood one young woman. Her name was Princess Lyra. She was the last daughter of the queen, and she was about to sacrifice her life. A marriage for peace. Lyra stood inside the grand crystal hall, wearing robes made from starlight silk. They shimmered like frozen moonlight. But her hands were shaking. Around her, thousands of alien nobles watched silently. Their glowing eyes, metallic skins, and feathered crowns reflected the hall's blue light. Today was not a celebration. Today was a deal. To end the war, Lyra had agreed to marry a human. A species many aliens still considered weak. Primitive, emotional, dangerous. Humans had entered the galactic stage only 50 years ago. They had no empires, no ancient fleets, no godlike technology. But they had something else. They had survived impossible odds. And somehow they had earned respect. The man walking toward her now was Captain Elias Carter of Earth. Tall, broad-shouldered, short dark hair, tired eyes. He wore a simple black uniform instead of royal clothes. Because he was not a prince. He was a soldier. A man who had lost friends in this war. A man who had never asked for this marriage, but accepted it anyway. For peace. Lyra looked at him, and for the first time she wondered, can I really trust him with my future and my people's lives? Two strangers bound by fate. After the ceremony, they were taken to the Royal Sky Palace. No music, no dancing, no joy, only silence. Inside their shared chamber, Lyra stood near the window, staring at the distant stars. Elias sat on the edge of the bed, removing his gloves. I know this is strange, he said softly. I didn't want this either. Lyra turned. You did, she asked. He smiled weakly. I wanted to fly ships, not marry princesses. She almost laughed. Almost. Why did you agree? She asked. Elias looked down. Because war took my sister, he replied, and my best friend and my home city. He raised his eyes. If marrying you can stop more deaths, I'll do it. Lyra felt her heart tighten. This human was not here for power. Not for glory. He was here for peace. That night, for the first time in years, Lyra slept without fear. The enemy does not accept peace. Peace, however, is fragile. The Dominion did not trust the treaty. Their warlord, general, hated humans. He believed they were a disease spreading through the galaxy. And he decided to destroy the marriage. 3 weeks after the wedding, during a diplomatic summit, warships appeared in orbit. Without warning, without mercy, they opened fire. The palace shook. Explosions tore through the sky. Guards screamed. Nobles ran. Lyra was in the main council chamber when the ceiling collapsed. She fell. Pain exploded through her body. Smoke filled her lungs. She couldn't move. Then she heard footsteps. Heavy, metallic. Soldiers. They dragged her up. Princess captured, one growled. She will be our message. The human's choice. When Elias learned Lyra was taken, he froze. For 1 second. Then something inside him broke. Prepare my ship, he ordered. Captain, it's suicide, his officer said. Their fleet is 10 times larger. I know, Elias replied. Then why? Because she trusted me. He boarded his small cruiser alone. No escort. No backup. Just him, and something no alien knew about. The secret of humanity. Humans had a hidden project, a forbidden experiment, called neural overdrive. It connected the human brain directly to ship systems. No filters, no limits, no safety. Using it meant burning your mind alive. Most who tried died. Elias had survived. Once, barely. He had sworn never to use it again. Until now, as enemy ships surrounded him, he activated it. Overdrive engaged. Pain exploded in his skull. His vision shattered into data and light. Suddenly, he was the ship. He felt every engine, every weapon, every particle. Time slowed. He moved faster than thought. Ships vanished in fire. Missiles curved like living creatures. Lasers bent. He danced through death. One ship against an armada. And he was winning. Rescue in the darkness. Inside a prison carrier, Lyra waited. Bruised. Weak. Afraid. Then the alarm screamed. Explosions rocked the walls. A voice echoed through the halls. Human. Lyra, this is Elias. Stay where you are. Tears filled her eyes. He came, she whispered. Doors melted open. Elias stumbled inside, bleeding from his nose and ears. Smoke followed him. He fell to his knees. But he smiled. You're safe now. She ran to him and held him. Why did you do this? She cried. He looked at her. Because you're my wife, he said. And because peace is worth dying for. The galaxy watches. The entire battle was recorded. Every moment. Every impossible move. Every sacrifice. It spread across the galaxy. Aliens watched in silence. One human. One ship. One mind. Against thousands. And he won. Not with hatred. Not with pride. But with love. A queen's decision. The queen summoned the Galactic Council. She stood before them, her voice shaking. You called humans weak, she said. You called them dangerous. She pointed to Elias, standing beside Lyra with scars on his face. This is humanity. They feel deeper. They endure more. They sacrifice everything. And still choose peace. The council voted. Unanimously. The war ended. Beyond war. Years later, children played in gardens where cannons once stood. And ships traded goods instead of missiles. And in the Sky Palace, Lyra and Elias watched twin suns set. Do you regret it, she asked. Marrying a stranger. He smiled. I married a warrior disguised as a princess. She laughed. And I married a hero who thinks he's just a soldier. They held hands. Above them, the stars no longer burned red. They shone gold. For hope. For humanity. For love.